Hey guys, Chris, Triple Sun Spirits. Today I want to talk to you about basics of bottling. When it comes time to make your product for sale, this is going to be one of the most important things that you're going to do. In a previous video, talked a little bit about batching, so we're picking up actually where we left off in that video. I batched a little over 32 gallons, 32.45 gallons of vodka at 80 proof. So we have that in our holding tank here. That is a little more than 25 proof gallons of liquor. So I've already gauged that, and I know that my proof was good. So we're starting off on a really good point. My particular setup may be a little different than your setup. I use a 40-gallon holding tank. We do 32.5 gallon batches roughly, or what equates to, with loss, about 10 cases or 120 bottles at a time. We're a small batch distillery. Obviously your mileage may vary. We have a hermetically sealed pump, so we don't have any electrical discharge or any issues like that. It's a magnetic impeller. Nothing weird gets in, and it goes right into a 1 micron bright filter, gets rid of any particulate or anything like that. We've already done everything we need to get our spirit in good shape and proof down. But we want to make sure that when it goes from the tank in line into the bottle filler, that it doesn't have any hairs or any weird debris, etc., etc. This is a 6 nozzle gravity fed bottle filler. It consists of these 6 volumetric. They use an airlock filling mechanism. So when the air bubble in there gets closed off, it locks it so it fills to a certain amount, and you adjust the fill height, ultimately the volume, based on rotating these or changing the platform height depending on what bottle. So I have mine set up for a 1 liter tamper evident 28 millimeter bottle. It's made out of glass, light bottom, flint, and we're using a 28 millimeter black care cap, which is a tamper evident cap with a tamper evident ring once that seal gets broken. So I've already pre-set up my bottle filler. I won't, because not everybody's bottle filler is exactly the same. I won't spend too much time on that. Just kind of want to get through the process of it. But like I said before, these things spin and you can adjust the fill heights based on how much you want. Now, 949 grams is what we're actually looking for as a fill. So before you begin bottling, you've gauged your proof and you've set your bottler up. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and fill these bottles. It does a couple of things. One, it allows you to recirculate your liquor through your bottle filler to make sure that if there's any debris in there at all, which it should be sparkling clean when you're done with it, so there shouldn't be any concerns there. Best practices would dictate that you want to make sure that you've covered all of your bases. I go ahead and put 6 bottles on to fully purge everything that's in here out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my scale. I'm going to weigh every bottle with my calculator in hand and just very quickly go through and determine, am I plus or minus 18 grams on each fill, right? 2% roughly of each bottle. So 1,475 grams in this first bottle goes back in because what we're doing is cleaning the nozzles out, right? So I'm going to empty that one. If it's within plus or minus 18 grams on a 949 gram fill, I know I'm good and I can move on. So put it back on the scale, subtract this number, 533 grams for the bottle, and we have 942. That is 7 points in spec. We're good. Put that back on the filler, move on to the next one. Here we have a 1,473 gram bottle. Minus 529 grams, 944, we're in spec on that one too. Oh, I emptied it before, whoops. Sometimes these things happen. 1,473 grams. minus 532, 1941, or 941 rather, that one's in spec. 1472 minus 532, 940. So as you can see, these are all hitting within spec because I already preset them up. So for the sake of time, I'm going to skip doing the last one. We're going back to this guy that I accidentally dumped early. So invest in a scale that you'll be able to keep it with your bottler so that you'll be able to gauge. A couple other things here that you want to make sure that you fully clean your unit when you're done with it. You'll notice that you can see there are plastic parts on here. You don't want to get stains or anything like that in there, so just make sure that what you're bottling is going to be something that's not going to stain. Brown liquor doesn't stain, you don't have to worry about that, but if you let it sit for a while, you could get deposits or rings that'll form, and they actually can dissolve over time and get transferred into your next product. Nobody wants a bottle of vodka to taste like gin if they're buying vodka, or taste like rum, right? So make sure that you fully clean your unit when you're done with it, and you'll be way better off. Also, go through and periodically do your AQL testing. I will show that in another video, but in this particular case, we know that our beginning run is good to go. We'll mark down our AQL numbers for that and say that we're solid. We got 80 proof on our gauge from the beginning. We know that from the tank, so we are good to go there. Every 15 minutes or so, though, I'm going to do an AQL test to make sure that it continues to stay that way and stay in spec. When you're done, pull your bottles off. Cool thing about this, 6 nozzle bottle fillers are really great because once you get the first 6 out of the way, you take the next 6 and you put them on your unit, and it doesn't matter what order you put them on in, but this machine will be done before me. I'm going to put the 28mm care cap on. You can see if you zoom in, all my fill heights are uniform and the bottles are nice and clear because we are filtering out everything just to make sure that it is good. You can see now my bottler is done. I have an empty box. I can set off to the side, grab bottles, and fill. If you have a buddy, and your buddy is there to label immediately after, you can finish this whole entire run lickety-split. But right now, I am going to get back to work, finishing my bottling, and I will see you guys later.